Just roll the intro. Welcome back, everybody. So nice to see you. Let's start this week off right. If you're new here, thank you. My name is AlexBeltran, and I talk about everything real estate and lifestyle. Today, we're talking about real estate investment for beginners. What you think it looks like, what it actually looks like. I'll start off with why real estate is not only my favorite form of investment, but also the favorite type of investment for investors and business people alike. And the main thing is, it's tangible. It's not a stock where all you see are numbers on a screen that go up and down for some inexplicable reason. It simply exists. The plot of land isn't going anywhere. Fill it with tenants, and as long as they're living in it, they pay a little thing called, rent? Ever heard of it? Which after a lot of upfront work can be turned into passive income. More on that later. The next reason is tax benefits. Consult your local tax consultant or attorney for more details on your local market. There's even a way to avoid having to pay capital gains tax. It's called a 1031 exchange. If you would like, I could make a separate video on that later. Simply let me know in the comments section, and while you're down there, go on ahead and give this video a like, because, we're all positive people here. And, to be completely honest with you, nothing worth having comes easy. Real estate is no exception. It's a long game, which brings me to my first point. Real estate won't make you rich overnight. Think of it like a snowball effect. Something small will build up something massive, but you have to start. It's easy to look at the end result of a lot of real estate investors, with their multi-unit, multi-purpose buildings, or their multi-million-dollar estates, and think to yourself, I'll never get there. You have to realize that these investors didn't get there overnight. The majority of them started off with small derelict properties and turned them into something that people would actually want to live in. Sure, a lot of mom and pop investment properties won't get to the point where they're owning multi-purpose, multifamily complexes, but they will be able to build up a nice portfolio that will create plenty of passive income to supplement their job or become their primary source of income. For example, and I'm going to use very conservative numbers here. You buy a property that after you pay off mortgage, you put some money aside for taxes, maintenance, and repairs, leaves you with, let's say, $500 a month in profit. Sure, that isn't enough for the latest Gucci backpack or Moet Chandon Perignon white gold, but over the long term, let's say 10 years, that's $60,000 on top of the fact that you're paying down the mortgage and building up equity. Now, think of using your rental income to fund a second property, and then a third property, and eventually a fourth property. If all the numbers stay the same, 4 properties brings you a total of $2,000 a month. Over a span of 10 years, that's $240,000, on top of the equity that you're building on each property. You can really start to see how this is a long game, but the numbers won't stay the same. Naturally, rents will get higher. Sure, there will be that occasional drop in the market, but those are few and far between. You will have to put a lot of work up front in order for this to become passive income. Even then, it still won't be 100% passive. You'll still need a couple of hours to keep on top of everything that's going on in the properties. Yes, you can hire a property manager. There's still some amount of work that you'll have to do, but nothing that can't be done within a couple hours. But still way better than that 9 to 5. People think that in order to become a property investor, you need to be your own handy person. That is a complete myth. Yes, you can do a lot of the work yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. But you can't write off your own maintenance work come tax season. So keep that in mind. And remember, we're trying to make this a passive income situation. You going and fixing a leaky faucet, that's not passive. Like I said earlier, you set aside some money for maintenance and repairs. Use it. Repairs are going to happen. Maintenance is necessary to prevent any major repairs later on down the line. Maintenance also keeps the property looking good and attracts more people to want to live in the property. The more people that want to live in it, the less time it'll sit vacant when the current tenants move out. Facts. Get yourself a good contractor or handyman that you can trust. You don't want to be gypped by somebody that overcharges, does bad work, or doesn't do the work at all, and still charges you. Seen it happen. Number 3. It's nothing like what you see on TV. Reality TV is not reality. They're funded by production companies that have a vested interest in keeping the storyline going. The real facts are, when buying the property, this is the time to do your due diligence. You can't tear down every single wall and check every inch of the property, but you can absolutely get a great home inspector that'll let you know if the house has good bones. Yes, there will be unexpected expenditures, but with the right amount of due diligence, they won't be anything that are out of this world. From what I've seen, they're usually preventative repairs. Usually if you have a wall open, and it's easy access to some wiring or plumbing that's towards the end of its life cycle, you might as well replace or repair while it's convenient to do so. Better than tearing things down while it's tenant occupied. That's just an unnecessary mess. You will have the occasional bad tenant. I've been a licensed real estate agent since 2011, and I grew up in a real estate family. I was holding open houses for real estate agents at the age of 16. I'm still yet to see a tenant that's bad as all the nightmare stories that you see on television. I'm sure that there's that one bad tenant out there, but don't let that stop you from starting. The next thing that a lot of people think is that you need a lot of money to start. Yes and no. Being from Los Angeles, getting a loan for a home if you go with 10% down, you may be looking at anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000, easy. But I also practice real estate in Omaha, Nebraska, and down payments here can be anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000, simply because it's a different market. It's completely possible to buy in different markets, which is what I recommend for people in places like California and New York, at least to get started. Remember, it's about taking an unappealing house and making it appealing. Yes, study the market that you want to buy into. There are a lot of cities that are very up and coming and are very affordable. Also have some reserves for a couple months of mortgage to cover the time spent repairing and finding tenants. And of course, have the money to cover the repairs. With the proper due diligence, you should have a pretty good scope of how much you're going to spend. Just remember to inflate that number a little bit so that you cover any unexpected expenses. I can't give you exact numbers because this is all case by case, but feel free to email me with any specific questions. My contact information is in the description down below. Yes, getting the upfront money can be hard, but it's not impossible. With the right saving strategy, you can easily obtain the money to get started. It may mean having to cut out a few things, but once again, nothing worth doing comes easy. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. Now, question of the day. What's holding you back from investing in real estate? Answer in the comments down below. That's it for this video, folks. Give the video a thumbs up if you've made it this far. Smash the hell out of it if that's your thing. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because that's how YouTube sends updates apparently. I have so many videos in the pipeline, I'm super excited to get started. I'm still working out the logistics of it all, but I want to start uploading at least 2 times a week, so stick around for that. Have a great rest of your week. Peace!